Hades fans, welcome to Before the Bounce for round 7. It's Monday night footy. We've got a clash with the Lions and Lib. It has been a bit of a different schedule. How's the week looked?
Yeah, it's been a really, really nice week and a bit, really. It's been 8 days, which has come at a perfect time, sort of right after the halfway point of the season, with 4 home and away games to go. The week has looked like optional skills on the Monday. We've had a main session on the Thursday and then training on the Saturday before our match tomorrow night against Brisbane Lions, which is pretty exciting. We can't wait to head up to Metricon.
We've got another day of game flight up to Queensland. We've had a bit of practice in that now. Do you prepare any differently for a big trip like that?
Yeah, well, we had our flight to Adelaide, a little bit different heading up to Metricon. It's a 2 and a bit hour flight, but it's a night game, which is spectacular at Metricon, which is an awesome stadium to play at. I guess, yeah, we just go about our usual business. It's a pretty smooth transition on our chartered flight, which we're very lucky to have, up to Queensland and back. It'll be a really late one, but hopefully it's a happy flight home.
We are coming off a 37-point win over the Giants, kept them scoreless for the first 3 quarters. It was quite a promising game. Obviously, they'd had a tough few weeks, but how do you, sum up that one?
Yeah, I think it was a really good team performance, a solid one that we got done. We got the job done. And considering that GWS had a really tough couple of weeks, I think the energy we brought across, the 4 quarters was pretty consistent and more consistent than we've seen. But I guess the real challenge now is playing against a top 6 side and having a real influence and stamping our foot on the competition, because I think we're yet to do that yet. And we need to show the competition what we're about.
You're right, we haven't beaten a top 6 side. The only side we have played is Adelaide. Was there a lot of disappointment in the showing that week? Is that unfinished business?
Yeah, for sure. I think we were really disappointed with the way that we executed against Adelaide. And I think that it has really fired us up for, I guess, the fundamentals and where the benchmark of the competition is at. And I think that was a really good thing to experience early in the season, because it's really set us up for the rest of the home and away.
We are coming up against one of the best teams in the comp, Brisbane. They are the reigning premier, but they have had a tricky run. This will be their 3rd game in 9 days. They beat St Kilda in Melbourne by 5 points last week. Thursday night, they had to play Gold Coast. They got the job done there convincingly by 69 points. What are you expecting from them? There might be some fatigue, but they're a tough team to play on any day.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't think that's something that we can underestimate. Brisbane are an extremely fit side, and they will be relishing in the fact that they are wanting to get all the jobs done across the 15 days. I think they have 4 games in 15 days. So it's going to be up to us to deliver what we need to deliver on Monday night. And I think that they play a very, very similar style to us. As we've seen, a couple of times in the last couple of years, it has been a very even contest. So hopefully we can prove ourselves on Monday night.
Probably one of the main strengths of Brisbane is they have just consistent effort across the ground. They're not too reliant on individuals, but are there a few players that you'll be keeping a closer eye on than some?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, Ben. I think the way that they have been super consistent across all 3 lines is what's gotten them a premiership last year, and that they don't have superstars per se, but they all are playing their role and having an influence on the game. Emily Bates through the midfield has been terrific this year, and Hodder is really lively up forward. And we know that Warlord is a tall target for them down there as well, but they will be without Dakota Davidson, which will is another tool forward for them. So that'll be an interesting matchup to see who they replace.
We're both 5 wins from 6 games, so this one could be big when it comes to the pointy end of the season with home finals up for grabs. In terms of our side, we'll be without Gabby Colvin, unfortunately, a bit of quad soreness at training, so she'll be out. But this brings me to our first look out for point. Yours is a debutant.
I'm really, really excited about this debutant this week. Talia Gillard is an exceptional young talent, and I can't wait to see her play. She's done everything right across this preseason. She's a superb backliner. She's tall, she's athletic, and she can bring anything to ground. So I think that is going to be a super addition to our team this weekend.
Am I correct in saying you drove her to a few trainings early days? Is there a real close connection for those defenders?
Yeah, no, Tales and I have spent a fair bit of time together because Tales is very young, and while she didn't have her license, we spent a bit of time together in the car. And I have to admit that now that she has her license, she has been repaying the favors and driving me back from training. So we do have a really close relationship, which is nice.
Great to hear. My point is another debutant. We touched on her last week that she was getting close. She's officially in, Liv Purcell. She's from Geelong. She won a best and fairest 2 years ago. She's essentially a 21-year-old superstar of the competition. She's averaged 17 disposals across her career per game, but averaged 20 in 2020. I've heard from good sources, Todd Patterson, that she is effectively like dropping a Jack Viney in the midfield. She's an absolute bull. She's hungry for the footy. She tackles. You must be as keen to play alongside her as anyone.
Oh, absolutely. With what we've seen with her ACL rehab and her being on the track with us, she's definitely a ferocious midfielder and something that we really need in our side. And she's going to be an incredible addition this weekend. And I am just smiling from ear to ear, knowing that all her hard work has paid off and she gets to have a chance this weekend.
It's nice to have some fresh faces in the side. It's going to be a great game to watch Monday night. Good luck for the trip to Queensland.
Thanks, Ben.